Swinging a high drive into center field. It's at the wall. It is gone! Casas does it again. It's gone! It's into the bullpen! This game is tied!
He swings and rips one to center field. It's high, it's deep, it's back, it's gone! Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, it's over! The Red Sox have won the World Championship!
What's up? Welcome back to Play Tessie. It is episode 203. This is the official Red Sox podcast of WEEI. Before we get going, remember, hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcasts. Rate 5 stars. Find us on YouTube on the WEEI channel. Got the Play Tessie playlist there with all of our episodes in video form, so hit the thumbs up on those videos. And don't forget to subscribe to WEEI. Find us on the socials as well, at Play Tessie on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Sammy's here. Pat's here. It's Gordo here speaking with you guys. And Sox coming off, and we last dropped an episode before Marathon Monday's game, so they're 2-2 since we last dropped. But in the series against the Mariners, they win the first game, lose the second two. Feel like with this year, there's been like a good amount of good and a fair amount of bad, and it's kind of led us right where we are, which is a game above 500, and it feels like it makes sense. You know, the Marathon win was good, and you know, the first one in the Mariners series was really good. I really liked their approach against Bryce Miller, and you know, good to see Casas going. But it kind of feels like lately the Red Sox, and like I guess it makes sense, but it feels like the Red Sox destiny is determined by the caliber of starting pitching they get on a given night, which again makes perfect sense. But it's like Buehler puts together a great start, bullpen holds it down, they win the game. Bello, you know, a little bit rocky, but he got through 5 innings, 1 run, they get the win. Held him down. Sean Newcomb does not have a good start. Too little, too late on the fight to get back into that game. And then Crochet looks the worst he's looked all year by a lot, of course. It just wasn't. He obviously just didn't have his stuff, and the game got away, and they never really fought back offensively. So I don't know. Today's game frustrated me. I ride the wave so hard with this team, and it's just like I feel like we haven't had enough podcasts where we're coming off a win and they win the series.
I'm the opposite. I don't ride the wave. I'm slow and steady. I think this team is slowly coming around. Seems like Casas is heating up. The lineup over Duran heating up a bit. Hitting streak is up to quite 10? A few games. 10. He's looked
better. He's looked better. The beginning of that hit streak wasn't. It was like one hit a game, but now he's actually looking pretty good.
Right. It was like he was on at the time when it was 8 or 9 games, he was on a hitting streak, but not hot, which was the weirdest thing ever. Now he's starting to heat up. I like that. Christian Campbell and Devers, both pretty cold right now, but it's going to be up and down with the lineup all season like it is with every team every year. I think that overall they're starting to get a little bit more consistent. Today, as we record on Thursday, Alex Bregman hit a friggin' monstrous home run. He's on fire again. So
he's terrific.
I'm this year, especially in my advanced age, I'm trying to do my best to take the macro view of this team, and it just feels like every little bit is slowly coming along. Now, not great to see Crochet struggle, but for as good as he is, he's a human. He's going to have days like today where he doesn't have his command. None of the breaking pitches he could throw for strikes. It was just, he didn't have it today. The fastball was okay. Changeup, nothing. Luckily, it was the Mariners, so the Red Sox were able to hang into that game, keep it close. Didn't win, but they fought. So overall, I feel fine about this team. I'm still exactly where I was on opening day. This is what I expected. A little, maybe slightly below what I expected, but overall, feeling just fine about the 2025 Sox.
Oh, man. We are approaching this so differently because I watched this game and I watched the offense the last couple of days, and I just wonder why the hell they can't figure it out. Because you at one point you've got, and Bregman, credit to Bregman, he's pretty much been the constant. When he's been on, he's been on, and when he's been off, he hasn't even been fully off. He was striking out a little bit early, but that's gone. His strikeout numbers are great now. It's like Devers got hot, and then Devers got cold, but then Story got hot. Now Story's cold. Campbell was hot. Now he had a rough series. It's like you can't get everything clicking on all cylinders, and now Casas is finally going a little bit. But it's like, why the hell can these guys that we know can do so much and be such consistent producers, why is that not happening? I mean, we're now 27 games into the season. It's not a small sample size. Like, why is this offense not better is where my head is at. Because it's not like we're 5-6 games into the season anymore.
Gordo, that is a very small sample size. 27
games? That's not small.
That's an eighth of the season, Gordo.
That's a
tiny.
lot.
No, it's not. In what world? For what?
Are you kidding? You don't think 27 games is a reasonable sample size to be like to have legitimate?
It's something, but that is a tiny sample size. That's tiny.
No, it's not.
But like,
tiny sample size is like a 3-4 game. Like it's like a small slump.
No. I think it's got to be like 50 games is your barometer.
Okay, 50 games is your barometer for like if you're gonna like when we're talking about Tristan Casas and there are people being like send him to the moon. Yeah, 50 game barometer. But like in terms of like the old Jim Leland phrase is 20 games in, you know what you are.
But like my thing with that is, and it's way different, but it's literally 20% of the season. So if you correlate that, every single Patriots team after they started 0-2 is dead in the water. Like you know what I mean?
But
like
that's different though, because it's just you have to look at it differently because
I get
the percentage, but it's 2 games. Like
I got a point.
The other thing,
go ahead.
Real quick, Sammy. The other thing too, we have not seen one full go through of a healthy rotation.
I'm not talking about the rotation. That's I agree with you there.
Yes,
just the offense.
Guys are hot and then cold, and no one is hot at the same time. Like last week, Story was red hot. Campbell was red hot. This Mariners series, Story didn't do shit. Campbell really didn't do anything. Bregman and Duran had a good series. Casas had a weird series. I get the consistency part of it, but it's still April. Like I think there's going to be a natural rhythm and flow that they all somewhat catch. And there's going to be guys who go through hot spells, cold spells, but they're with a larger kind of sample size, water's going to find its level. Like these guys are going to do what these guys do. Right now, it's some guys are starting ice cold, some guys are red hot. And then a month from now, it's going to be vice versa. And then eventually everyone's going to be all even. Exactly what they do. I'm not worried.
I think a good point, and Pat, you kind of said it, but if you want to get really specific, 54 games is 1/3 of the season. We're like halfway to that. It's not like there's little bits and pieces you can take. Like I am comfortable saying I think Christian Campbell is certainly MLB ready. Great. I'm comfortable saying I think Garrett Crochet is nasty. I think he'll be in the Cy Young conversation. And that's as far as I'll go about that. I think Alex Bregman is a good fit. I think the infield defense looks better despite the errors. They're making plays they wouldn't have made last year. So there's little things you could take away. But overall, I struggle to change how I feel about this team. It's just so I need to see more. The only thing that has changed is the back end of the bullpen. I definitely feel better about the back end of the bullpen than I did before the season, mostly because I was not 100% sold that Whitlock could just bounce back. And holy shit, he has bounced back. He's the best arm in the bullpen right now, him and Chapman and Slayton. So, overall, again, I'm right where I was on opening day. I think this is not a great team, but a very good team.
Sammy, really quick, going off of something you just said. I feel better about the back end of the bullpen. I feel worse about the bullpen as a whole. Those middle innings are putrid right now. Hendricks is not throwing the ball well. Weissert, Bernie, like there's a whole lot of volatility in innings, 5 if you need them, but 6 and 7 specifically if Garrett's down. I thought Hendricks, he's only thrown a couple games. I get that. But stuff-wise, he doesn't look great. Weissert's been pretty volatile. I thought Zach was going to be a huge part of this, and I'm sure he will be down the stretch. But right now,
that one's
AAA,
hurt.
Obviously.
Him not being what we thought he could be definitely hurts.
And granted, once Cutter's healthy, when he slots in, that can kind of change on the fly because you get 2 kind of length guys there. But right now, as the bullpen as a whole, I am not confident in outside of Whitlock, Slayton, Chapman.
So I do want to get into the bullpen, but I want to stay on the offense for a second because I think that 27 games is too quick to judge one player and say this is this guy's destiny, especially when you look at the Red Sox lineup. You look at Devers, sub 700 OPS, Casas, what was it? He must be at a sub 600 OPS. My MLB app just crashed on me.
Five something.
I
can get you
or
Casas.
Something.
Give me 1 sec. Yeah.
But to look at the team as a whole and look at some of the patterns, you look at the strikeout numbers. Like we talk about guys not getting hot at the same time. Last year's team was so hot and cold, and that had so much to do with the fact that they struck out top 3 strikeout team in the league. They struck out like it was nobody's business. And this team is on pace to do maybe not that bad, but it's up there. And they struck out 12 more times today. And to me, I think the overall numbers could look okay because I think that this team is going to go through stretches where they light the world on fire, and it's going to make you want to scream from the rooftops that they have a top 3 offense in baseball. And then they're going to have days like today and days like we've seen a lot this year where it's like, what the fuck is this group doing? So I don't want another year of inconsistent offense. I keep, anytime they have a day like today, I always think to Yoshida, and then I end up going off of that thought as soon as they get hot again. They won 7 out of 9, and I didn't think about Yoshida once. But when they have games like this, I don't know. I'm leaning towards it's going to be a hot and cold year for the offense. And I just thought that they were going to be better than that.
Mm-hmm. It probably is going to be hot and cold. I think you have things to point to, though, if you want to be super positive about it. I think Bregman certainly should, long-term, help with the strikeout problem. You pretty much have replaced Bregman or Tyler O'Neill with Bregman in the front part of the lineup, which is a big difference in terms of strikeouts. Now, Bregman's rate has been a little higher than usual for strikeouts. Hopefully that goes back down to normal. He's hit fine overall. He's hit very well overall, I should say. Devers, unusually high strikeout rate. Casas is striking out a lot. The Narv strikes out a lot. There's a lot of guys in this lineup who strike out a lot, but they're still doing damage. And I think you also can point to Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer. When you add those two guys, that hopefully helps. A lot of little things you can point to that should help with the strikeout problem. It hasn't yet, but again, I'm trying to take the macro view. If you look long term, if they're still striking out at this unreal clip 25 games from now, you start to get a little bit concerned. But right now it's early, and today, for example, Brian Wu. Oh my God, dude!
No shame in not hitting Wu. Yeah. No shame there.
And by the way, Emerson Hancock. Holy crap! What the hell was that? He was dotting every single pitch. He's throwing 96 miles an hour consistently. Great with all 3 of his pitches. That was insane. He was supposed to be the weak link for the Mariners. That's the guy you're supposed to be able to hit out of all their pitchers, and he looked the best out of everybody. Just completely close to perfect that day. So screw that guy. Don't want to see him again. Probably will.
One thing that I said earlier was through the hot streaks and the cold streaks, water's going to find its level. The Sox have been ice cold at points, and they've been red hot at points, which I'm sure is going to be the theme the whole year. Right now, they rank 9th in runs per game and 7 in runs scored, and that's probably about where I would expect them to finish the year. So it sucks because it's a whole series of hot or a whole series of cold instead of kind of game by game. Like the Mariner series, they were ice cold against good pitching. Like, don't get me wrong, they're not playing the White Sox to score 2 runs. That being said, though, the season in totality, they're still a top 10 offense by the numbers. Not strikeouts, but runs per game and runs scored.
But that's where they were last year too, Pat. They were right on the cusp of top 10.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not worried about it.
Question.
But last year wasn't good enough. Like, Pat, do you think last year's offense was a playoff caliber offense?
Yeah, with proper pitching and a decent bullpen. Absolutely.
You guys don't remember how the final 2 months of last year went. The offense stunk.
Yeah,
you guys remember that?
An offense.
Can you subtract the runs from the Sunday Cardinals game?
That's the thing,
because I believe it was 18.
But that's what I'm saying.
Is that like an outlier, though? Like, if they didn't have those, what was it, 18, 16 or 18, something like that?
18.
Where would they be?
It's like you take out.
But
It's
then,
like
like,
if you
the
take out
other
the
thing is-
top two and the bottom two. Like take out the. It's like where's the median? Because like yeah, you're not going to get fucking
Way to
18
use
runs
middle
or
school
whatever the
math
second
for.
most, but you're also not going to get shut out every night. So it's like where can you expect them to be?
Right about where they're at, 4.67 runs a game.
I
And
think
like,
they can do a little better than that. I think they can do a
They sh-
little. I think they should average a little higher than that. Actually, I don't know. That's tough. This
could
Because
should
you
be
know-
better than a
because
top.
now,
They should be a
right
top 10
now-
offense with ease. And it's just like it feels like right now they're going to be kind of a borderline there. And that's just because they play at Fenway too.
holy that's weird. Just to speak to how garbage the American League is. So the Cubs, which should not surprise anybody, are the highest scoring offense in the league, 6.27 runs per game. Number 2 is the Yankees, 5.48. The second highest runs in the American League per game is the Red Sox at 9.
Well, that's the thing is that's like I have all these frustrations with how the outcome of these games has been. And like they're one game above 500. They've played 7 games against the White Sox. So like they do need to be better than they've been. But at the same time,
Agreed.
it's like they're 27 games in. To me, it has not been a particularly good 27 games, but yet what are they out of first place right now? Does anyone have the standings up right now? Have the Yankees played? Is it 2? 2 games? Do the Yankees play today?
Yankees,
Right now I've got
They're 2 games out. We're talking standings.
But
in
that's
April.
but that's what I'm
Yes.
saying is like they have not played well, but they haven't dug themselves a hole. Yankees are off today. Joe says, okay, so it's going to be 2 games when this thing drops. They haven't played very well, but they haven't dug themselves a hole because the American League as a whole absolutely stinks. So what's crazy is I'm talking like this. By the time we record our next podcast, I think they're in the range of like if everything breaks right, they could have the best record in the American League by the time we next record. So it's like
the best record in the AL right now is 15-10. That is one more win than the Red Sox have.
right. So it's like yes, all of these things are there, but at the same time, like for me, like last year when we complained about things last year, it was this roster isn't capable of doing these things, and here's why. Now the roster is capable. Like there is nothing that I think that ownership, management, like maybe they could have added another reliever, but like for like as it pertains to the offense, like no, I mean it's all there, it's all right in front of you. They just got to do it. It's on the players. You just got to do it.
Yeah, it is on the players, and I think this is maybe the biggest issue right now with runners in scoring position. I'm gonna use batting average. Don't be mad at me, nerds.
No, do it.
They're hitting 238 with runners in scoring position. That's 19th best in Major League Baseball. That's not good enough. That's the biggest issue. I think the strikeouts are kind of a product of this lineup. Like you go top to bottom, Duran is going to strike out a lot.
Those go hand in hand too, by the way. They've been striking
Agreed.
a lot. Strike out a lot with guys on second base with no outs, and they haven't been scoring in large part because they strike out a lot in that situation.
Just cut down. I just want them to cut down a little bit in those situations. And, maybe they make those adjustments along a long season. But if you just look at the lineup, like Duran strikes out a lot. Devers strikes out a lot. Bregman does not. Abreu, he's a guy. These are all good players. He strikes out a lot. Story strikes out a lot. These are good players who strike out a lot. It's unfortunate. They have a lot of guys who have the same issue, but still they're they should be doing damage, I should say. It's just the situational shit that's really been frustrating.
And we're going to find out more because right after you get 3 studs in Seattle, you're not getting any cakewalks in Cleveland. Because
who do they have lined up in Cleveland?
Ben Lively, 3.86. Logan Allen, 2.11. Gavin Williams, 4.15. So
Gavin Williams has been throwing 100. And by the way, Ben Lively, you may not know who Ben Lively is. He fucks up the Red Sox. That guy, I fucking hate Ben Lively because every time we face him, he comes in and to his credit, he has better numbers now. But I remember last year he came into Fenway with like a 5.5 ERA, and I was like, all right, here we go. And that might have actually been the how complete game shutout game, but Ben Lively pitched well. I don't know. I could be off on that, but I know Ben Lively fucked up the Sox. Yeah.
All right.
Give me some
all right.
Ben
Here
Lively.
you go. 2017, Ben Lively was pitching for the Phillies. 7 innings, 3 earned runs. Pretty solid. Then you go to 2023. Now he's with the Cincinnati Reds. He's bouncing around. 5.2 innings. Nothing. No runs.
This is against the Red Sox. These are against the Red Sox games.
Only against the Red Sox. And then this, I got more. Hold on. Last year in April, early on, he pitched 5 innings, 2 earned runs. Okay, fair. And all three of those were at Fenway. And then in Cleveland, this is actually, they faced Ben Lively twice in about 10 days. They faced him on the 23rd. He goes 6.1 innings, 1 earned run. So overall, he's pitched 22 innings versus the Red Sox, 6 earned runs. That's a 2.25 ERA.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy, man. I hate Ben Lively.
Okay. Fucking intuition, man. I knew Ben Lively fucks up the Sox.
Can we make that? Hopefully, can we tweet that from Play Tessie? We do not like Ben Lively.
Yeah, let's get that out there. I want to get to the pitching, and I know we have some DMs that we got to get to too, so we got to make sure we get to everything. Before we get to pitching, are either of you guys concerned about Devers hitting 179 off of fastballs? It's very obvious what pitchers are doing. High fastball, high fastball, high fastball. That's kind of what they've been doing to the whole Red Sox team, but Devers is kind of the epitome of it. They've been attacking him with fastballs. To me, we've seen this song and dance before. He adjusts and he gets through it. Like, this is a guy who's 95th percentile or better in all of the hard hitting metrics, and he's chasing less than he ever has. So I feel good about it. The only thing that's concerning is the bat speed. So that's the only caveat there. Like, if the bat speed doesn't pick up, maybe we have an issue. But to me, I've seen Rafael Devers adjust to this exact approach from pitchers before. I think he'll do it again. I think he's going to be okay. Are either of you guys concerned about Devers?
Little bit. You just said it's the bat speed. The bat speed's pretty significantly down. Not great, but still, the walk rate's up. He's a great hitter. He can still adjust. It's just not a great sign to see that bat speed, especially the Red Sox. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe one of the things they've been putting an emphasis on with the hitters is exactly that, it's bat speed. So for Devers to be going the other way, not great. I don't love that.
Yeah. I mean, if he's not, most guys are hunting fastballs, and he should be hunting fastballs, and he can't touch a fastball. It's concerning. And the other thing too is it's not like they're surprising him with fastballs. He has seen the highest amount of fastballs in Major League Baseball, and he has the lowest average against fastballs.
And it's that way with the whole team too, Pat. Like, Devers,
I get that.
It's like everyone. And it's not an excuse for Devers. I'm just saying, like, you're the Red Sox. You know what's coming. You know the fastballs are coming.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks with him especially is they haven't faced a lot of really good pitching yet. Like, he's whiffing on like 94 high and middle.
Yeah.
That's balls that he used to put 450. And this year, for whatever reason, he's not catching up to it at all. And they're pretty much telling you, you're going to see a fastball high or in. I dare you to hit it, and he cannot do it. It's concerning right now.
Who are the good pitchers they've faced? They faced, all right, so Miller and Wu.
DeGrom. Evaldi.
Molly
DeGrom,
in Texas
Evaldi.
has like been incredible, so you can loop him in there.
Molly. They faced Ryan Helsley. He pitched against them.
Gosman.
Gosman's good. A lot of the only elite guy out of that group is DeGrom. He's like elite, but it's like old. Yeah. Oh, Joe just put Munoz. They faced Munoz today. Willier almost got him.
But relievers are relievers. Pat, to your point about the 94, it's like not like these fastballs are Andres Munoz 100 mile an hour.
No.
And like you can barely touch it. It's like even and maybe this is kind of hearkening a little bit too far back, because what we're seeing from Rafi now is not what we saw from him for the first week of the season. It's not that. First week of the season, who was the guy throwing fucking 88 up and
Easton Lucas?
It was before.
It was
the Rangers or it must have been a Ranger. Oh, was it Hobie Milner? It was Hobie fucking Milner.
Yes,
who's untouchable in MLB The Show. So I take back my criticism.
Yeah,
I cannot hit that guy.
That sounds like a politician. Hobie Milner. That sounds like a local politician.
He sounds like a fucking side-arming lefty, which is exactly what he fucking is. Like,
that's true. Actually, yeah. You know what? You're kind of right. He does kind of sound like his role. But I could also see him being like, "Hi, I'm Hobie Milner. I'm running for City Council, Springfield, Illinois.
Yeah.
I'm Hobie."
He also sounds like a guy who threw like 304 innings in 1927.
Yeah, it's so true.
With my side-winding fastball, it reaches 90 miles an hour. Be careful, hitters.
They call me Hobie Rubberballs Milner.
There's no way he could hit Curly's fastball.
Oh, God, no.
Hey, by the way, so I was sitting behind kind of behind home plate, like that section behind the section behind home plate. You talk about Andres Munoz. Oh my God, dude. That was insane. I don't know how major league hitters hit anything, let alone that guy. I didn't realize how he's like falling as he's pitching. He's like sideways and slinging, just scary. I no thanks. Please come to the Red Sox though, Andres Munoz.
I didn't realize they extended him, didn't they? Because I wanted to put him in Who Says No's, and then someone
He's just on a great deal.
Well, he's either on a rookie deal or he got extended early. It's one or the other.
Going to the booth.
He signed a pre-arb extension, 4 years, $7.5 million.
Oh, fire agent.
So he's signed through 28. Fun fact: about 2 years ago, I bought a pack of cards. I have an Andres Munoz signed rookie card. Maybe this guy will close one day.
There you go. Throws a hundo. And it lets up walk-off grand slams to Franchi Cordero. Never forget.
That was awesome. That was great.
Yeah. I was hoping when Willier hit that ball to center field, I had visions of the Franchi Cordero grand slam, and it just didn't make it.
I'm with my 6-year-old little cousin. It's his first time going to Fenway. And I'm right next to him. That ball's in the air. Put my arm around him. I'm like, "Oh, buddy, this is gonna be great. You're gonna get a classic." And then Julio Rodriguez is like, no fly zone." Fucking asshole, man! You robbed my child cousin's dreams, Julio and Andres. Fucking
Julio and Andres.
I was a little annoyed at that game today. And normally when I'm with family at a game, I keep it together. But that was like, that was such a tease.
Well, it's frustrating just because Crochet let up the 4 runs early in the first 2 innings. You have the entire game to make it back, and they had chances and they hit home runs, and it didn't line up. And it's again, 4 hits the entire game. It's just a consistency thing. But before I do want to talk about the pitching, but before we get there, I'm sure there are, Sammy, you put it in the chat, suggesting, should I take a victory lap on Casas today? I'm going to refrain from doing it because I think he needs to do a lot more for me to get into that territory. I'm still going to tweet remarks that are going to piss people off because I'm following the inspiration that he gives. He says, I want to do everything that will annoy people. That's his MO. He just wants to annoy people, wants to bother people. So, okay, with Tristan Casas, I'm going to bother people, but I'm not going to take a victory lap because I don't think we're there for that. I don't think we're there yet. He struggled for 20 plus games, and now he's hit a couple of home runs, one of them being a clutch one. I can't believe there are people trying to tell me that a 3-run homer when you're up by 1 in the late innings is not clutch. That's clutch. But I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. He's hitting home runs. He's doing good.
People actually saying that? People were saying, dude, it was 8-2. He made a blowout game into a close game. That's big. That's not, what the fuck are people talking about?
That's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one the day before where they were up by 1, and then he hit the 3-run homer to make it a 4-run game.
Yeah, you ever heard of a dagger? That's dagger.
Clutch. Yeah.
You want to go in the 9th inning up by 1 run? You're pissing your pants. You're sweating. You smell like crap. You dimply ass. And now it's a 4-run lead. Now you're sitting pretty. You smell good like cologne.
Yeah. So he's looking better, but I'm not going to do any dancing yet just because those counting stats are going to start coming up. He looks so much better. He's drawing walks. He's back to kind of being who he is. But again, not going to take the dance. I'm not going to tap dance on your graves yet. You're not dead yet. You people will be dead soon, but you're not dead yet.
Did you guys? Wow. Oh God, dark Gordo. Did you guys?
I'm like the guy with the shades. Who's like the what's he? Just making sure that his crap. Joel Embiid posted the meme. It's like making sure my rival is dead or something. I forget what.
He's at the funeral. He's at the funeral. He's like, I showed up to my haters' funeral.
Haters.
To make sure yeah.
That's it.
Gordo. Well, both you guys. I don't want to mention this person's Twitter account. Did you guys see that guy commented on Casas, like saying he sucks, and then he sent the comparison of Bobby Dahlbeck's stats and Casas' stats side by side, and I was very polite. I was like,
"That's stupid."
I was like, "Hey, I think you misread these stats. This makes Casas look way better than Dahlbeck." I felt bad. I shouldn't have responded because then the guy got absolutely eviscerated for like 2 consecutive days on Twitter. If you think Dahlbeck is close to as good as Casas, you should go to the eye doctor or something because you're not seeing things clear.
Not a conversation to be had. It's just it's not worth your time to engage with people who wanna compare those two because it's just
you don't have to argue with those people. If you're listening, don't do it. Don't unless it's on my post because then it's engagement. Then you can go ahead, but otherwise, don't.
Give Sammy the Twitter money.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the pitching a little bit. Crochet goes without saying wasn't himself today. Newcomb, hopefully we don't have to see him start another game for the Sox. There's a chance. I mean, Crochet threw so many pitches today that maybe they push him back a day and have Newcomb start one more game. I hope that's not the case. I don't want it. The guy I want to talk about is Brayan Bello because 5 innings, 1 run, got out of some tough spots, and I can appreciate that. First start back, I didn't think he looked that great. That said, first start back, and my high expectations for his season remain. I like his stuff, even in his minor league rehab outings where people were complaining because he was letting up 3 runs or whatever. Like his stuff graded out really well. The strikeout numbers were there. Like I think when Bello kind of settles in and because the changeup needs to come around. That was the one thing that I didn't think looked particularly good. And his command of everything really just wasn't there.
No command.
Hit a couple of guys, 3 walks. Like it just wasn't there. But the stuff is the stuff. And the stuff looked good. Get that changeup down, get the location down. I think he's going to get there. I hope that what we saw stuff-wise, not results-wise, because results, it was good. 5 innings, 1 run. But I'm hoping stuff-wise, this is maybe the worst we'll see from him. I hope. That was my takeaway.
Yeah. I think one good thing to take away is 1 barrel all game. That's good. So he wasn't getting hit hard. He was most of the damage was self-inflicted.
Yep.
My thing with Bello is I think that Red Sox fans, myself included, I did this early on, a little bit overrated him. I think his ceiling is a number 2 starter. I think he's more of a 3 or a 4 when it's all said and done. I don't want to. First of all, the Pedro shit, that's one thing I never jumped on. That was insane to compare him to Pedro Martinez. Pedro Martinez literally might be the best pitcher ever. He had the best numbers in the league in the worst time ever for pitchers, the steroid
It's just
era.
because
So
he's
that's
short
insane.
and Dominican. That's it.
Right.
He's short and
He's
Dominican.
short. He's from Dominican Republic and he's right-handed and he's a starting pitcher. The changeup needs to be better. That's for sure. I think that start could have really been ugly if they didn't get out of the first inning with the most insane double play you'll ever see. That was nuts, by the way. Thank God Seattle didn't challenge. I don't know if it would have gotten overturned, but it's too scary to even think about. But yeah, Bello needs to work on the secondary pitches, the fastball, sinker, whatever you want to call it. That looked good. Everything else did not. Still limited the damage. I think temper your expectations with this kid. He's solid. I'm not saying he's a bad pitcher. I just don't. If you're expecting this kid to become an ace, I think you're fooling yourself. So, I kind of agree with you, Gordo. Didn't think he looked great, but first start back, not going to complain. And I love how he got fired up at the end of it. That was awesome. You could see his breath because it was freezing cold and he's screaming. That was sick. So solid grade for Bello overall.
Also, stop scaring me with the cramp. That's all.
Oh yeah. You know what? I didn't freak out about that. When he did that, I'm like, calf cramp for the first time. Normally I'd freak out, but that I was like, that looked like a cramp because he just went down and grabbed it and he kind of went like, and the fact that he didn't wave the guys over really quick, like in a panic. I avoided panic. I swear to God, I didn't freak out. Saw everyone freaking out. Felt really good about myself, pumping my own tires. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be slightly encouraged by Bello's first outing. Pitched around some jams. He only 5 innings, 1 earned, and he had nowhere near his best stuff. Like Sammy said, the fastball and the sinker were good. The changeup and the slider, where he couldn't locate that whatsoever. Especially the changeup, which was the weirdest part. Because normally it's a sinker that's not really going, it's the changeup. But first start of the year, it was vice versa. Vila looked good. He was getting swing and miss. He was kind of, sort of limiting runners a bit. But yeah, and then it's just going to keep building and building and building. I was surprised by the pitch count that they let him run up in the first outing.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was 91?
Wasn't it even? I'll get it for you, Pat. I'll get
Pull
you
it
the
up,
pitch
but
count.
I thought for sure they were going to go 80 pitches or 5 innings, whatever came first.
Yeah.
Because historically, that's pretty much what they do for guys coming off the IL. But he had a lot of rehab starts. 92.
No, Pat is 97.
Yeah, like normally it's 5 innings or 80 pitches, whatever comes first. But he did have, 4 tune-up games in AAA? And he kind of worked up. It was 2 innings and 3 innings, 4. I think his last outing he went 5 1/3 or 5. I forget what it was.
They definitely pushed him a little bit longer than they would have
Yeah,
wanted to, but they wanted to
yeah.
give him a chance to get that last out in the 5th. Like I
And
get
I
it.
think part of that too is they know that what guys like Dobbins and Sean Newcomb, like the bullpen's taxed. You can't really afford to start a guy for 3 innings if it goes 80 pitches. You know what I mean? Like they really want to make sure he can jump in, take a full workload, which he did a fine job of. And I hope it just keeps building up. Like you have to keep fine tuning those secondary pitches because if it's just sacred fastball, he's going to get teed off on. But no, overall, I give it like a B-.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And you expect more, and you hopefully you'll get more.
Interesting. He only threw 17 changeups.
Yeah, because it wasn't working. Because it wasn't working.
He couldn't look at it at all.
And good for them for adjusting because I feel like there was so. I mean, you saw it in the doc where it's like they just wouldn't adjust off of like what was getting hit. Whereas now it's like, okay, like you said, Sammy, the fast stuff was working. The changeup was not. Like at his best, he's going to be that slider and changeup are going to be devastating, and that sinker is going to be humming 97, 98. But I think we'll see that later as he goes. I'm excited for his next start. But yeah, I thought it was okay. I'm glad that the result was good because I think Bello feeling positive about things is important. I want him to be confident. Getting out of that big jam early was huge. Let's get to the DMs. I was gonna say maybe talk about Liam Hendricks for a bit, but like I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. Like he's got to be better. Yeah. Like there's work to do, but time to do it.
Clean outing on Thursday. No runs. Nothing happened.
Oh yeah, that was really clean.
Very clean. Very
zero
clean.
Zero earned runs. That's all you got to know.
Spotless.
Just look at the zero.
Yep.
Very clean.
Certainly wasn't facing Randy and AAA hitters either.
No, God, no.
Pat, we got
some comments / DMs /
We do.
Today.
And there's 2 that are similar, so I'll save those. I'll just read the comments first. The first is from Scotty. This is how I felt at the end of the game. Love seeing Bregman, and you're gonna make me fucking call him the Narv.
Gotta say it.
Too late. You already said it.
Love seeing Bregman and Carlos Narvaez hit a bomb. Just wish could have been for a series W. A lot of more games to go, though. That's the main takeaway from the first 27 games. A lot of more games to go.
Some got to get better, but there are a lot of games to be played.
Some would say 5/6 of the season left.
And
a lot of games to be played.
Others would say 135 games left.
Yes.
A lot of games to get better. A lot of games to win a higher percentage of games than they have to this point.
I agree, Gordo. They need to get better. I'm still not calling 27 games a large sample or anything other than a small sample. It is a very small sample.
These next 2
moderate. It's a moderate sample. Moderate. 27 games. It's a lot of games.
These next 2 kind of go hand in hand. I'll read both off and then we can kind of discuss really quick. This is from David McKay. I think Costas is going to be fine, but for the love of God, get David Hamilton off of this team. I know Cora loves him, but would it be that bad if Rafaela takes Hamilton's spot on the bench and we call Roman up? Also, launch Sable into space and call up Grandal until Wong is back. The second part of this, I have a question. Why is David Hamilton getting starts at second when he's hitting .055? Couldn't agree more, especially with McKay. Mostly on the Sable front. I despise Blake Sable. It's
not good.
When he throws down to second, I think he's using his other arm. Like I think he's throwing it out of his glove like a lacrosse stick. Can
I ask a question? I have a question about Sable. Everyone's like, call up Yasmani Grandal. How much better is Yasmani going to be than friggin' Sable? You have 2 terrible options.
Also, like Connor Wong is going on a rehab assignment this weekend, so like just don't play Blake Sable for 4 or 5 games, and then you can send him down and call Connor Wong back, and you're good.
The other thing too, worth mentioning on the Grandal front, he has an opt-out 1 week from today. So you would hope that Wong is soon after, and they don't even see Grandal. I'm
may
not saying they should call up Grandal. I'm just saying.
Oh my God, no! They should call up Grandal. His nickname is the Yasmanian Devil. I did not realize that. Wow.
Yeah.
He hit like a bat drop homer in AAA. You know,
I do think he'll be better than Sable. I don't know if it's worth calling him up though. With Wong so close, Sable already knows the staff. Like, how much better is he going to be?
And how many games will you use him for?
Exactly,
One game?
like
Are you going to put him on the fourth? Like, I know he's an opt-out.
And then when Wong comes back, if Grandal doesn't opt out, and then like the Narv or Wong gets hurt again, then you can go to Grandal. But right now, I feel like just stick with Sable. It's two awful choices. Like, he is terrible though. I'm not trying to say he's good. He's awful.
On the Hamilton thing.
I was going to bring that up.
Multiple people complaining about David Hamilton, and he has struggled. One thing that I just do, like, I think David Hamilton is a good player. I think that he's a guy that maybe is not like his skill set might be suited for a bench job. Like, this is a guy who can come in and play good second base defense, and he can play capable shortstop defense in short spurts, and he's going to be a great pinch runner off the bench, and he can pinch hit. Maybe. Like, you'd think bench role. At his best last year, when he was cooking, he was playing every day. So I would think that if David Hamilton went down and started playing every day in AAA, you'd see him hit. And that said, I think when Roman Anthony gets the call, he's going to be the guy that goes down, in my opinion. And I think that they played Romy Gonzalez at second base against a right-hander in this series and didn't give David Hamilton that start. I know he got the start in the third game, but Romy got a start against a right-handed pitcher starting at second base in front of David Hamilton. And that could just be maybe like a mini little vision into what the future will be, because if Roman Anthony comes up, David Hamilton goes down, that means now Romy Gonzalez is not just the backup first baseman for Casas, he's now the backup second baseman for Campbell, or whenever an outfielder has a day off and Campbell goes out there. Like, you'll be seeing more of Romy Gonzalez if Hamilton goes down and an outfielder comes up.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I kind of agree with everything you said, Gordo. I don't have much to add about Hamilton. He's a guy I think I like Hamilton. I think he could be productive, but maybe you send him down and then move him somewhere else where he can play more. I do think he would be better suited as an everyday guy. He's super talented. He's got pop too. People talk about his speed. He's got a little bit of pop, like 10, 15 home runs if he plays all year. So I like him. Good defense at second as well. It's just kind of not a bad fit. It's just not an ideal fit with the Red Sox right now. So I'd be fine if Roman comes up, if he's the guy, Hamilton, that goes down.
Yeah, I think my big thing is he's just, the bat is so unplayable. And it's not like Sedan where you're getting like platinum glove defense. He just holds his own over there. He's a little bit above average. His bat is so bad. Honestly, the one thing I'm thinking about the most right now is there were some rumors over the winter that they were getting some pretty legit offers for a David Hamilton trade. I would have been really curious to see what those offers were, because obviously he was really good insurance if Campbell showed up to spring training and, couldn't hold his own, had to start in AAA. You have a guy who's been there, done that last year in Hamilton. But if there were like legit offers on Hamilton, I obviously they have remorse for not selling him because Campbell's the everyday guy over there, but I would be really curious to see what those offers were, because going into last winter, he was a bat that was maybe a smidge below average, about average, but he was playing really good defense, and he's like top 10 percentile in the league in sprint speed. Mm-hmm. So I would have been really curious to see what those were. And obviously, I think in hindsight, really no matter what it was, they would make that deal. But
knowing that Campbell is good, yeah.
But I agree with you, Gordo. I think Romy playing second the other day was pretty telling. I think they're making sure that he's comfortable over there, can hold his own every couple of days, because once Roman comes up, it's Hamilton who goes down. Yeah.
I do wonder if the Hamilton thing was for a reliever, and just because he's not playing well now. I mean, Pat, I get what you're saying about the bat not being anything. It has not been anything this year. He had that one home run in Tampa, and outside of that, it's been pretty much zero. But he did have spurts last year where he was a really productive hitter, and he was hitting at the top of the lineup. Like, they had him hitting behind Duran in the 2-hole for a while last year because he was playing so well. And then they would put like the the Hamilton, Rafaela, Duran 8-9-1, and that was the whole thing when they were at their best. Those guys were cooking. So, I mean, Hamilton's not going to get a chance to get going. So I think, yeah, maybe the scenario here is he goes down for Anthony and he gets more playing time down in AAA at whatever position. Maybe he learns some outfield down there. And if guys get hurt, he comes back up. And if not, maybe he's part of your trade for hopefully a controllable reliever at the deadline. But
yeah.
Got any other DMs? How you combined them, so now I forget.
We got two more. We got two more. We got a comment and a DM. One comment is genuinely believe that Gordo not acknowledging, quote, the Narv is contributing to the Red Sox poor performance. Set your pride aside, get with the program and accept it. Scotty said, totally agree.
Who said
this
that?
That was
Scotty?
This was from Dilcor. Fuck you. No.
Yeah. Shout out Dilcor.
Hey, Dilcor.
My bad.
I'm just kidding.
I thought you said Scotty for some reason. Dilcor. Yeah, shout out Dilcor. The Narv here to stay. Gordo he'll come aboard eventually.
Sammy, I will say I tweeted the Narvaez home run today, and I said drop some nicknames for Carlos Narvaez below because we're not letting the Narv happen. And the overwhelming majority of comments were the Narv. That's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's a bad nickname. Can't happen.
It's funny because I think on the actual pod, I am way more vocal about my hate for the Narv than Gordo is, but for some reason, Gordo gets all the people killing him for not going with it.
It's because I tweet it too. Like I'll tweet the freaking highlights and be like, "No, we're not doing the Narv." But yeah, Pat hates the Narv.
I should have heard me at Fenway today. When he hit that ball off the foul pole on Thursday as we record, I was going nuts. I was having myself a time. Just great. Great to see a home run by the Narv IRL. First time.
All right. Last DM. This is from Frank Ratty. When will it be necessary for the Sox to bring up Anthony to help the offense? I could take this one first if you guys want.
Necessary was the word?
Necessary to help. I don't think they'll bring him up under the circumstance. I don't. I think if you're bringing up Roman as a saving grace, you're in a really bad spot. I think among the three of us, I've been the most vocal for about a year and a half now. I truly believe he's going to be a superstar. I think he is Kyle Tucker. He is that good. That being said, he's 20 years old. If you bring up a 20-year-old and say, hey, we really suck, we need you to be phenomenal, it's not good. Look what happened with the Orioles and Jackson Holiday. And Jackson didn't have to be that great because they had Adley and Gunnar killing it. It's a lot of pressure. They'll wait until Roman's had to play a couple more games in the outfield. They'll wait till the team is kind of, not finding some form of level. Like right now, they're kind of volatile as a whole. They're really hot offensively, really cold offensively. The pitching's really good. The next day it's really bad. They'll wait until the dust kind of settles. They're comfortable in the season. The offense is, somewhat consistent. That's when you bring Roman up. You do not bring him up to be some form of saving grace or some kind of savior. It's not a good recipe. And they know that.
I don't think if they brought him up tomorrow, he would be seen as like needing to be a savior. Like you said it, Pat, like they've scored the 7th most runs in baseball. Like it's not like you have the 30th ranked offense and it's like, all right, here's Roman Anthony to shoot them into the top 10. To me, like I think I don't want to nitpick the question just because, like, yeah, if you're talking about the word necessary, calling up a prospect should never be like the necessary thing to get an offense on track. That said, they should be putting the best 26 guys on the field, and to me, Roman Anthony is one of the best 26 guys. He's one of your 3 best outfielders today. I would be putting him out there every day. That's just how I would do it. It's not necessary, quote unquote, to save the offense or whatever, but if you're doing your job, you're putting the best team on the field, and he's part of that.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with what you guys said. I reject the premise of the question. I don't think you ever bring up a guy ever to be the savior of your team. He's 20 years old. And Pat, I don't think Kyle Tucker, I'm going Grady Sizemore, early 2000s guy. He was sick. So that's my Roman Anthony comment. Maybe a little more power and a little less speed, but Sizemore, good guy.
Something in the realm. Something in the realm of perennial outfielder with a little bit of speed and some power.
Something like really good fucking outfielder. fielder. How about it, huh? He's going to be good.
Yeah.
He's going to be a
Yeah,
stud.
actually,
He hit
I
another
actually
home
think
run
he's-
today as we recording.
Yeah, I actually think he's a little bit of a mix of like Minnie Mantle, and Taylor Williams.
I think he
A little
kind of
touch of
reminds
Barry
me of Mo Vaughn.
Yeah. Oh no, you idiots!
It's a first
It's
baseman.
like
I
a mix
forgot.
of, yeah, it's like a mix of Edgar Martinez and Rafael Palmeiro.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh my God.
all right. We got to get to enough
That-
said because we're running on time. I want to give producer Joe the first crack at it. He said he has enough said today. So, Joe, come on in here. What do you got for us?
Yeah, this is something that's sort of been itching me a little bit. So, as you guys know, I'm the executive producer of the Sox on EEI. Get to work with what I think is an incredibly fun duo, Will Fleming and Will Middlebrooks. Those guys are awesome. But this past series, they refer to me as a tizzy producer. You guys know what
that mean?
tizzy means?
Never heard
Tizzy,
that.
like you're always like you're frazzled.
A nervous, so the definition of it on here, I have it online, a state of nervous excitement or agitation. And I want to clear the air and say that I do not believe that I am tizzy. I'm just doing my job, getting in Will Fleming's ear about which live spots he has to read on air during a game. And that's all it is. I'm
So
just
I've
never
defending
heard-
myself
I've
that
never
I'm not
heard-
tizzy.
Hold on,
I've
Joe.
never
So
heard that
they're
used as
saying
an adjective.
they're saying
That's
you
like-
bring a nervous energy. Do I have that right?
No, Fleming just calls me tizzy. Like,
what does
I
that
think it was
mean?
Game 2, tizzy Braverman. Well, just because like the timing of when I get in his ear of saying like, "Hey, it's time to look at the league leaders presented by Drains by James," because I'm in their ear because I'm in their constantly, or I was in their ear constantly for that Tuesday game. Actually, I think it was the first game of Seattle, and so because I
don't
was a little bit
understand.
active.
I've never heard that used as a descriptor. It's a noun, like a tizzy. This guy has gotten into a tizzy, like someone who's like, they're in a tizzy. I've never heard someone described. Weird, but no, I don't think you're nervous excitement. I think you're just.
I mean,
regular.
if I
He's
am,
on top of
say it
things.
now.
That's no. I
If
just.
I
I
am,
think you're
say
just.
it now, boys.
No, I
No,
just think
dude,
you're
I
really
love
on
when
top
you're
of
in the
things.
studio. When you're in the studio and you're like checking the mics and shit and making sure we're all on our P's and Q's. I'm like, oh, thank God Joe's here. I'm an idiot. I don't know, no clue what I'm doing. So no, I don't think that. Go Sox.
I can go next really quick because mine actually isn't enough said. It's a question for Joe. First off, why did you for those who don't know, Joe had something stolen from him today. Why did you call it a hub cap? And how did someone steal your hub cap?
I knew. So here's the thing, Pat. I knew it right away that I totally fucked it up. It was not until I got in my car and drove that I was like, wait, it's hubcap, not hubcap. No, I literally just know. I mean, this could have happened like where it fell off or whatever, and I just didn't notice it until I walked out of the studio at the end of the game. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, I'll go. What, Pat? Did some draft thing just happen? My enough said is about the draft.
Dude.
Pat shouldn't have won the last game. That's all I'll say.
All right. The Browns traded the number 2, a 4th, and a 6th to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dude, and another one.
No, 4.
Oh, okay, I see.
Number 5, their 2nd, their 4th, and their 1st next year.
Shouldn't have
All right,
lost
doesn't
that.
involve-
Shouldn't have won that.
doesn't-
Whatever.
Wow.
Doesn't
Just-
involve the Patriots.
The Browns being another idiot
Yeah,
franchise.
I don't care about these fucking teams. All right, actually, my draft take or my enough said. Jeez, that was a mess. My enough said is about the NFL draft. I have it on TV in the background on mute. I don't think there's any amount of money that could get me to attend this thing in person. This looks like the worst sports event I've ever seen. It is a bunch of people yelling about nothing, squished together in this little. They're like cattle. And they stick the camera in their face like, yeah, let's go. We're Titans fans. Oh, how exciting. You're a Tennessee Titans fan. That sounds like shit. This just looks... I like watching it on TV. It's fun. Maybe the best draft out of all the drafts. This in the NBA draft are the best. Sorry, Major League Baseball. It's just not as good of a product yet. But there's no way I would ever attend this. This looks awful. What do you even do? Just stand and watch and be like, Here comes the next pick. Oh, here's 9 more minutes until the next one. Let's just stand here and friggin' sweat each other's faces. Just awful. Anyway, hopefully the Patriots Don't do anything stupid tonight.
All right, my enough said before we get out of here. Just a quick Nick Pivetta update because holy shit, this guy is dominating. He's pitched 5 games. He's got a 1.2 ERA. He's got 30 strikeouts. His earned runs per start, it's gone 0 earned, 3 earned, 0 earned, 1 earned, 0 earned. So they always said Nick Pivetta had a high ceiling. I'm not saying I'm rooting against the guy because I'm not, but at the same time, like it would be pretty hard to watch him put it together somewhere else when we had him here for basically 21, 22, 23, and 24. Tried it over and over and over and over again with the guy and just never figured it out. And that's under multiple pitching infrastructure regimes.
What if he won the Cy Young and then it's back-to-back years the Red Sox have had the Cy Young winner the year before
and let him
he
go.
Goes elsewhere and he just either is traded or leaves. But no, yeah, we'll check back in the middle of the season when his ERA is 4.2.
Well, yeah, we'll see if he comes back to earth as he often has in the past. But we'll just keep an eye on Nick Pivetta. But that's going to do it for episode 203 of Playtest. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Remember, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Rate 5 stars. Find us on the WEI YouTube page. Subscribe to WEI. You can find the Playtesty playlist there. Has all of our episodes. Hit the thumbs up. Find us on the socials at Playtesty, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. For Sammy, for Pat, Joe producing, it is Gordo here. We'll catch you guys dropping another episode on Monday. So we'll see you after the weekend. But till then, go Sox, Sox guards. Hopefully put up 8 runs on Ben Lively. And Josh Winkowski's dad, get off Twitter. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.